For all of you who didn't hear me before, this is Ace.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. So for every community in this country carries a stain of racism, and Reading, Massachusetts is no exception. A community learning the hard truths about its history is faced with two choices: dismiss and downplay, or acknowledge and confront. With regard to racism, Reading has resoundingly chosen the latter. In the last few years alone, the town established the Office of Equity and Social Justice, OESJ, formed the Partners and Allies for an Inclusive Reading, PAIR, to support OESJ and encourage resident involvement in equity work, consistently opted into the METCO program to promote diversity in our education system, seen the formation of Students of Colors and Allies for Equity and Social Justice, Equity and Inclusion, SOCA for EJI, at the Reading Memorial High School, and displayed artwork of key historical figures to include Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Harriet Tubman. Town residents and the community engaged in discussion about an alternative name for Joshua Eaton Elementary, due to the Eaton family's documented ties to slave ownership. A continued extension of this redress was the town's formation of this Ad Hoc Commemoration Establishment, or ACE committee, on which we proudly serve. We firmly believe that if we want to celebrate Bill Russell as an athlete, we also need to acknowledge the harms he endured while living in Reading. The charge for our committee is to determine the programming for residents that acknowledges the shameful parts of the past while learning from those mistakes to be a more welcoming and inclusive town moving forward. Bill Russell was a groundbreaking African-American athlete, civil rights leader, and trailblazer in professional sports. Russell left an indelible mark on basketball history while off the court. He was a fierce advocate for social justice and used his platform to fight systemic racism. Russell endured racism and prejudice from some members in the Reading community. These actions range from repeated vandalism and destruction of personal property to open opposition to selling the Russells a new home, specifically because of their race. This occurred in the pre-Civil Rights Act era, where race-based restrictions on real estate were still legal. The most egregious example was the breaking and entering of their family home, during which vandals defaced the walls with racial slurs and destroyed Russell's basketball memorabilia and awards. Without casting aspersions on any particular individuals or departments, the cold reality is that no prior iteration of the Reading community came together to address the cruelties his families endured and embraced his values as our own until now. To date, the committee has preserved research related to Bill Russell's life and legacy, before, during, and after basketball, with a focus on the Russell family's experiences here in Reading and his civil rights work. We have identified potential actions the committee and town can take to disseminate this information while harnessing Russell's spirit, including educational initiatives, community discussions on racial equity, and the establishment of programs promoting inclusivity and greater community outreach in and around Reading, celebrating cultural, racial, and ethnic diversity. However, the biggest roadblock for the committee is ensuring that our work aligns seamlessly with the town's larger efforts and values, rather than merely reflecting the desires of a few dozen or so community members. As this committee has evolved, we've been in an outward-facing, information-sharing posture. Our booth at Friends and Family Day and inclusion events like this, while monumental for us to share our message and progress, are just the tip of the iceberg for community involvement. Over the coming weeks and months, we are asking community members to actively get involved. We give public input at our upcoming meeting on the fourth Wednesday of the month. Our next meeting is June 25th. Submit suggestions to the town manager or director of equity and social justice, and attend upcoming events. The committee needs this community's input as we refine ideas to best effectuate these goals in a way that inspires and educates the residents of our town. While the town recognizes the past, it is committed to fostering a more inclusive and welcoming environment for all residents. We have grown and learned from our history. We hope to strengthen the public perception of the town, showcasing Reading as a positive, welcoming, and inclusive community for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great.